Yo, what's up everybody? Jimmy the Gamer here, welcome back to another video of Tom Clancy's Division on my channel. And in today's video, since I've been doing PvP pretty much since the game launched, I've done a lot of solo manhunts, I've been a solo player for a long time. I thought, you know what, let me make a solo PvP guide. This is gonna be for mainly the Dark Zone, because in Last Stand technically you're not solo, you have a team that backs you up. But in this video I'm gonna be talking about builds that you should run in 1.7 as a solo player, weapons, weapon talents, like modifications, creates and stuff. I'm gonna talk about solo tactics and the perks that you're gonna need to run with your build and the skills. But the first thing I'm gonna touch about is the builds. In 1.7, mainly for a solo player, there are really just 3 builds that I would suggest. People might say, oh, there are, a lot of build diversity. Well, yes, there is a lot of build diversity in the game right now, especially with the Ninja Bike messenger bag. As you can see, there are Striker, there are Final Measure build, Lone Star builds. But for a solo player, the guy that would just want to kill people and try to survive, these are the builds. I just got a message on my phone. These are the builds that I think that they provide the best for a solo player. First build that I'm gonna talk about is this one. This is by all means my favorite build for 1.7, which is 3 tactician, 3 high ends. And you might say, why not put 2 tactician, 1 short bow knee pad and ninja bike messenger bag? First of all, I don't like how the short bow knee pads work. I have like 2 or 3 of them, but I made a video talking about them and how they should get a rework. I just don't like them, okay? I don't want to be that guy killing player in a cheesy way, even though I've done it before, but nah, that's not me anymore. And the other thing, that specialized gives you a lot of skill power. If you run this with like the same firearms and the same electronics, but with a ninja bike, you're gonna lose around 20k 20k skill power. So I just don't want to do that. For the mods that I'm running, basically everything in here is firearms mod with skill haste. Everything is just firearms mod with skill haste, firearms mod with skill haste, until you know that you've reached 50% skill haste. As you can see, then you can choose like this. I put a skill power mod. Obviously you can, I don't know, pretty much just change it and put, I don't know, a health mod or anything you want. But you gotta wait until at least you know that you reached 50k skill haste, 50% skill haste. Major attributes and minor attributes are put health wherever you can and skill haste wherever you can. I'm gonna show you how. Major attributes on the chest, skill haste and health, ammo capacity. On the backpack, health as a major, minor, ammo cap. In here, put skill power as a major attribute. And I'm running a refreshed mask, and I'm gonna talk about that later. And in here, health, burn, disorient resist. You can also got shock resist, that would be really good. Skill haste in here, and in here you can just run assault rifle damage, skill haste, and critical hit chance. I don't have crit chance on there, so that's why I'm running crit chance. I'm running health on skill. These are the best tactician authority gloves I ever encountered, so I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna use them. I'm not gonna talk about my weapon talents, because that's gonna be in another part, which is coming right in this video. But I'm gonna move into my next build, which, you know what, before moving into the next build, let's take over why I want to talk about skill haste on this build, which is, as you can see, I run pulse and first aid, and it's on 20-second timer for each one of them. And I'm gonna go back to the skills after I show you the main 3 builds. The second build I want to talk about, save the freaking changes, there you go. Second build, which is Skulls MC gloves, a buried chest, and classified items. So basically, if you can get a classified Lone Star or a classified Deadeye or Final Measure, just something with high stats, so I can give you way high stats than, not way high stats, but a little bit of high stats than what you could have got with the normal Skulls MC gloves. You know, they have to be different. So the Skulls MC glove with proc, and there you go, you can have a lot of damage. And why is this good? This is good for a solo player to try to burst other teammates to burst other players before their teammates know about it. So basically you kill him before his teammates cross the green link, which is, it happens, you know, it happens sometimes. You can do that, but if you get to like some good players, this is gonna be not as good as the 3 tag 3 high ends, because if you take a look right here, the skill haste is 24 seconds, and believe me, I swear to God, believe me, these seconds might cost you your death, because you might be killing 2 players, someone comes behind you and you have no heals, you have to wait like 3 more seconds. But if you were with that 3 tag 3 high ends, you would have gotten your heal already. So I think the other one is better than this, but if you cannot pull the other one, just use this one and try to get good with it. The third build, I'm gonna try to show you an image because I don't have it right now, is a Banshee build. You can put a Banshee with 3-piece Predator, 2-piece Predator Mark, 3-piece Banshee and a Ninja Bike, or you can just put 4 pieces. And I'm gonna try to link a really good Banshee build actually of a pretty big Division YouTuber, which I've countered in the Dark Zone in the past 2 days, and his build really shreds. He killed me, and it's a really good build, to be honest. I never thought that the Banshee build would be that good. I left it over in 1.5, I think, but it's a really good build. So I think I've talked over the 3 most used build right here. This is gonna be the first part. The second part is gonna be the skills that you should use, and that's coming up in a second. Jump cut. So the next part I'm gonna be talking about, as I said, is the skills that you should be running as a solo player. Most used and frequent skills are these 3 in the medical category, I'm gonna say, which is the scrambler pulse. As you can see, if you put the recon pack, you get way more crit chance, way more crit damage, and way less cooldown, sorry. But with the scrambler pulse, it's gonna keep you away from popping as rogue on the radar. That's why I really like this build with the 3 tag 3 high ends, because it has a lot of skill haste that allows you to use this pulse frequently, even though 18% isn't that big as much as 21%. But still, believe me, it makes a difference, especially when you're hidden from other people's pulses. So if someone pulls you with this one and he gets that 21 crit chance, and you pulse with this one, he's gonna lose it and you're gonna gain more, that leading to more DPS. Second skill frequently used is the booster shot. If you try to run any of the builds that I showed, booster shot is your best friend, okay? Low skills cooldown, it gives you damage resistance, damage output, and it heals you pretty much like 2 segments of your health, so it's a really good one. But a lot of people run low skill haste. The point that you're gonna need to run booster shot, as you can see, self heal total. Run booster shot if you at least have around 100k flat, okay? If you go under that, don't run booster shot, just run overdose. As you can see, overdose heals me for double that amount. So basically, if you have like 90 or 70 or 80k on the booster shot, just skip over it and use overdose, because it's really gonna help. If you have anything above 100k, then that's the one that you should be using. Another skill that is used a lot in PvP, which is this one, the immunizer. It's a 14 seconds cooldown, and it acts like a second heal to you. Just you put it, destroy it, you gain a little bit of a heal. To be honest, I don't really like how it works right now, so I'm just not gonna recommend it. Other thing that you could use in PvP, which is the EMP, sticky flash bomb, whatever you call it. You can use this one, and a flame or a shock turret. These are the most common thing that you should be using as a solo player, but what I would recommend is these 2, a pulse and a booster shot. And I'm gonna talk why about the pulse, because if I go a little bit to the solo tactics and how you should play, the pulse is gonna come really handy, and you're gonna see that. So moving to the next part. Part in this video is the weapons that you should be using, and to be honest, I'm gonna only suggest 2 weapons as your primary. As you might say, there are a lot of weapons that you can use. Believe me, 2 weapons are as your primary. Those are gonna be the dominant weapons. If you try to use anything else as a solo, you might survive, but it won't give you as much output, damage output, as these 2 weapons gives you. First one, which is the lightweight M4 or the LVUAC. 850 RPM, 60 mag with an extended mag, really high base damage. This is the go-to for every single PvP fight you want to do. This is technically the best weapon to use in patch 1.7. Second weapon is the MP5. Competent, responsive, unforgiving. These are my talents. I'm going to talk over that a little bit. But the MP5, 800 RPM, second highest base damage of assault rifles, just like the LVOSA. I think the only thing that tops him is the AUG or the Vector, but those have really low RPM. So even though you can still do good with them, but in this video I'm not gonna be talking about the thing. Oh, you might do good with that. No, I'm talking about what's gonna give you the best potentials to survive, and which is the MP5 income of the other weapons. Though a lot of people may say the MP7, and I totally agree. The MP7 is a really good weapon, to be honest, a fan favorite of mine. But it's just not really that good, and I'll tell you why. It's not forgiving for a solo player. With its low magazine, low damage, and high RPM, it's good for group play, and to be honest, it's good for a burst damage. But once you miss that burst damage, that's it. You cannot really do anything. You're gonna have to need to reload, and it's a low magazine. If you miss shot, you know, you're pretty much screwed. So I would really suggest the MP5 or the LVOIC or the M4, even though the MP7 is a really good gun, but it needs a lot of firearms for it to work, and to be honest, running like 9k firearms is just a waste of other stats to me. Moving on to the next part. So the next part about this PvP guide is the weapon talents. So basically, what are the best weapon talents to run for your weapon? As a lightweight M4, for the lightweight M4, I would really suggest competent, responsive, unforgiving. Other talents that you can have are deadly for the crit chance. If you want to do a crit build and maybe you just don't have competent, deadly is a good talent to run. Brutal is actually a really good talent if you can land headshots. On PC, it might be actually better than the crit damage builds that are on console, because on PC if you can land headshots, that's gonna be really good. And also adept, I don't know if you can still stack it on 1.7, but adept is also a really good talent. And basically now I'm gonna talk also on how to mod your lightweight M4 or your SMG, or basically your primary weapon, your damage dealing weapon. It's gonna be on the reflex side, crit chance if you can, and try to run crit chance. If you want to run crit damage, you can, but you're gonna need another crit chance source. Maybe, I don't know, something like your gloves. If you have crit chance, then that would be a problem if you run crit damage in here. Stability or crit damage in here, it depends on your playstyle. If you can control the LVOAC, I would suggest if you can't control it, I would suggest stability. If you can, I would suggest crit damage. Something like crit damage in here, you can run a suppressor. I don't really like running a suppressor, man, but allowed vent break with crit damage and crit chance over here, and the magazine size, which is just like this one with mag size, rate of fire, and critical hit chance. So basically this is the best way to mod your lightweight M4 or your primary weapon. If you have brutal, you can just skip this, go for a VX8 scope, VX1 scope, you know, for headshot damage, and in here you just go for a SR, not an SR, but an Omega rifle suppressor for headshot damage. But this only works if you can land headshots again. For your SMG, pretty much the same thing. Crit damage, crit damage, crit damage wherever you can. As you can see here, crit damage, you can, there you go, rate of fire and crit damage right here. Do not try to run crit chance on your SMGs because you already have enough and way enough crit chance. So I wouldn't suggest to run that, because that's gonna be a waste of time. Now for your secondary weapon, to be honest, it's everyone's choice in here, but I would suggest run something that supports your build. And what do I mean by supports your build? Let's just say you run an SMG, an MP5 or an MP7. It's a CQB weapon, okay? You can do with it. You can do good with it in close quarters. So basically, in medium ranges, you just don't want to use that anything. And in longer ranges, to be honest, in the division in long range, I would not suggest you to fight. Okay, because it's just a waste of bullets and waste of magazine bullets, because you might run that out, because all the weapons have a little bit of a low range, so it wouldn't help fighting at low ranges. But let's just say you run an MP5 or an SMG. Let's go MP7. What you're gonna need to have as your secondary is not something like a shotgun, but I would suggest something like an M700 carbine right here, or like an SVD, something that can shoot at long ranges or medium ranges. So if someone is running away from you, you can still hunt them down with that one. Or I think it's a better option also as well, which is, where is it? Where's my baby? An Urban MDR. There you go. This is my Urban MDR. You can run this as your secondary. This is if you're running an SMG, if you're running, a CQB weapon close quarters, you just need to run something that can compensate for your lack in medium and long ranges. And if you're running something like an assault rifle, and it's something that can do really well in close quarters, to be honest, I think it can do way better than the MP5 in close quarters if you can hit your headshots. If you're running something like that, you're not gonna really need an MDR or a M700, because to be honest, something like the MDR and a lightweight M4, I don't like running two types of the same weapon as a primary and secondary, because just it burns through the magazine. So I would really suggest a shotgun, and for shotguns I would suggest something like the Tactical Super 90 SBS. Why? Because it's high RPM, better than the what is it called, the M870. Well, not better than the SHG in RPM, but it has a little bit of a good base damage. So basically, if you're fighting someone with the lightweight M4 and then you run a magazine size, what you want to do, switch quickly to your shotgun and just spam the shotgun, land 2 hits. I'm pretty sure that 2 hits with this one can at least take out a segment of a player's health. And when I say a segment, most people in this patch are running around 300k toughness. That's why I said it's kind of stupid to run all the way firearms, because someone has like 300k toughness, he's still gonna get melted pretty relatively quick. So that's why I would suggest a shotgun. If you take someone's health with the lightweight M4, maybe a segment or two, continue with the shotgun, that would be good. And since you have a lightweight M4, so if someone trying to escape from you or running away from you, this one has a decent range. You cannot go long range, and as I said, I would not suggest fighting at long range, because it's just a waste of bullets. You're not going to do any damage. And to be honest, how many players did any of you kill in long range? Like a lot, probably a lot of you are going to say a lot, but with like something with like an M4 or I don't know, a sniper rifle, you just want to keep it in CQB. Even though in the sniper rifle you just want to try, I don't know, maybe get into a high ground and try to snipe them, but for long ranges it's just, I wouldn't suggest fighting that in the division. So basically this is gonna be the last 2 parts that I'm gonna maybe making about this PvP build, because I don't want it to run way too way too long. But this is gonna be the talents that you should be running on your secondary weapon. If you have something like I said right now, lightweight M4, and you're running something like a what is it called, something like a shotgun, you should try to run talents like responsive, fierce, deadly, unforgiving, and what other talents I think you should run. I think that's pretty much it. Maybe adept, because yeah, adept is also good for your critical hit chance. And to mod it, basically crit chance and crit damage, or whatever you can. You can skip on the rate of fire if you have a shotgun, as you can see. Believe me, try the Tactical Super 90 as a secondary, it's a really good weapon. If you're running something like a sniper rifle, I would suggest deadly, brutal, and fierce, or talented. Talented is a multiplicative talent, so basically it multiplicates the damage. Okay, it doesn't add the damage to your damage output, it just multiplicates it. So basically it gives you way more damage than you can actually expect. Not way more damage, but it gives more damage. And for your secondary, for the last weapon I'm gonna suggest, I'm gonna suggest to run something like an X45 with determined and skilled. This is the best talent to run for a secondary weapon. And why? Because now determined work for your signature skill, and skilled work for the signature skill. So basically 5.7 5 plus 7 point, 7.50, which is basically 12.50 signature skill resource gain by only killing one NPC with a headshot. So basically, try to get the NPCs low health, maybe with your primary or secondary, then finish them with this weapon. It's gonna take around 10 NPCs, maybe, yeah, just like 10 NPCs, and then but that's it. You have your ultimate back on. So the last thing that I'm gonna be touching about are the perks. I think no, the talents they're called. That you should run as a solo player, and the tips to what and what not to do as a solo player. So the first thing that you want to run is critical save using a medkit during low health to increase your damage resistance by 20%. So this is a really good talent if you want, especially if you're running a refreshed mask. Okay, that would really help you. Second talent they should be running is strike back. Reach low health to reduce skill active by 20%. So basically, let's just say you killed a few players and now you have no maybe no skills to heal, no medkits, no first aid, it's on cooldown, and you pulse and you see maybe other players coming to you. With this one, if you're in low health, you can skill cooldown by 20%. So basically, maybe by the time the other players reach you, you're gonna have your skill back up. It might not be a thing that happens to you every time, but believe me, when it happens, it's a really day saver. Third talent that you're going to be running is precision headshot a hostile to pulse them for 10 seconds. So basically, if you headshot someone, more crit chance, more crit damage. And you can run chain reaction on this as well. Damage multiple hostile with the explosion to apply 20% damage from the blast. If you're running short bows, this might be better than this one, because 20% from your frag grenade, I already said that it needs a nerf, but this is kind of the stuff that drives me crazy in the division. And the third and the final one is on the move, and basically you just never do a build without on the move. 15% damage resistance for 10 seconds if you're killing someone while you're moving. Basically, when you kill NPCs or when you kill anything, you just get that 15% extra weapon damage resistance. And now we're gonna talk about tactics that you should do if you're a solo player. This is not gonna be anything that regards your build. This is gonna be stuff that you should be doing and stuff to know if you're a solo player. I'm just gonna talk about just like small stuff that you can do here and there to make maybe your experience much better. So basically, if you're a solo player, I have a spreadsheet over here telling me that I wrote a while ago. It's saying that what I should do as a solo player. If you're a solo player, try to stay away from teams of 4. And some players might be, then what's the fun in that? To be honest, I like going, as you can see, my DZ rank went way down because I do dumb stuff as going like a 1v4 players, 1v5, 1v6. But the thing is, try to stay away from that. And by what I mean, don't try and maybe, I don't know, run away from rogues and not kill them. But don't go and try to kill them like when they're all in the same spot together, because if you shoot someone, even if you can get him down, you're still gonna have 3 people burst focusing you with their weapons. It's not gonna be a really fun experience to you. So what you should do, if you have a team that you wanna kill, just with a scrambler pulse, just follow them. Don't let them know you're there. Even though if you never let them know you're there, let them go to maybe a landmark. There may be a little bit spread over there. Someone is focusing this NPC, the other is focusing other NPCs. Then you can just maybe shock someone and try to burst him as soon as you can. And try to do that while you're close to him, not far away. So as soon as he goes down, you can just hit him so his friends cannot, pop a recovery link and get him up. Second thing that you need to know, where also they might be, come on, let me find other thing that, yeah. Second thing that you need to know, is always try to fight in CQB fights. So basically, don't go somewhere like an open big space and try to kill players so they can flank you or they can shoot you from multiple angles. No. Try to fight in CQB. Maybe you can just fight from a place just like this. You can just kill those 2 people in front of you, but they can't shoot you from this side, if you know what I'm saying. They can't shoot you from your right, maybe from your back. So basically, don't go into open spaces. Try to fight around cars, around stairs, around corners. Try to throw a cheeky nade between here and there, just to get them disoriented. But stay as much as you can from like open spaces. Basically, fights, maybe like in this dark zone that always no, it's this place right here in the dark zone that always happen fight. It's a really big space. Basically, you're not gonna be able to kill people there. Try your best to fight around these parts on the underground, or maybe I don't know. It's whatever that suits you. But high DZ is always a good thing to do, or underground. So basically, that's a really thing to do there. And the third thing that I'm gonna talk about is always and always. Not everyone can do this, but always trying to pop your heals like medkit and first aid when you're in the last segment of your health. And you might say, why would I do that? So basically, it's gonna proc, if you do it correctly, you could proc this one critical save and give you the damage resistance. And if you're using my build that I'm showing right here, it's not my build, it's the build that I'm using, but it's not like I discovered this one or anything. And you're using refresh, it's gonna give you 30% more healing. So basically, if you lose at the last if you put your heals at the last segment, you get more health and more damage resistance. So that's something that you should note. And I guess that pretty much wraps up everything for the solo guide. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as always, make sure to drop a like, subscribe, and as I said, this is my solo guide. It's not like the best one, but this is stuff that I do that I wanted to share. I looked through YouTube, I just did not find stuff that, you know, maybe YouTubers, like I'm talking about big ones, that put like a PvP guide, you know, that showed a lot of I don't know, good stuff or something. But this is not gonna be saying the best one, but this is the stuff that I use. I just show you what I used through my entire run of solo play in the Division. So if you guys enjoyed the video, want to see more of the Division and Battlefield content, make sure to subscribe, drop a like, and peace out everyone.